We got a Bible here. Come. Mark. Let him come. Come, let's take a look at it so we can mark it down. Give us a second. Let me go.
He already shared his verse with me yesterday. You weren't here last week.
Last week,
Anthony and I were having a discussion.
Mark what?
No, John 17:1.
John.
All we were discussing was
17:1-7.
praying in the parent.
Gotcha.
Jesus can pray down on the ground with his head to the ground.
17:1-7.
He also prays up with his eyes facing
1-7.
up.
We put it up too.
Sure. So let's look at the verse 17. When Jesus spoke these words, lifted up his eyes to heaven,
Right.
and said, "Father, the hour has come. Glory."
Right.
So look up.
Right.
But he didn't raise his hands here, right?
No. All
Okay.
we were talking about was whether you face the ground, like if you're down here praying like this,
Right.
you gotta look up. You gotta. So I was just saying
Right.
the posture in prayer is both to the
Okay.
ground, but also looking up. John 11:41 is another one.
But the question here today, like usually when we go to churches, they usually pray like this, right? They don't only look up, right? Most churches.
Different people pray different
Right.
ways. Yeah.
But Jesus
Most people
did-
pray with their head down, I think.
But
some
Jesus
people pray
did
up.
put his head on the ground, right?
What's that?
Jesus did put his hand on the ground praying.
Probably. I don't know for sure.
I can show you a verse if you don't mind.
Yeah. No.
Just give me-
It was John 26:39. It was the one you quoted.
Hold on real quick. Let me just bring it. So,
Wasn't that a Bible you had there?
yeah, but I have
You don't have
marked.
a mark.
I have this one marked with different. I got too many markings, and that's the problem.
What's your name, by the way?
Uthman.
Uthman?
Yes.
Uthman? Mike.
Yes. Mike.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Mike. If we look at the different prayer of all the different prophets, you will find, and this is Abraham, David, I can send you all the verses, but here in Matthew 23:39, and he went down a little beyond them and fell on his face and prayed.
Oh, yeah. This is in the garden.
Yeah.
I don't disagree that that's a perfect way to
But
pray.
my question
all
today
we're
is,
saying is
like
that's not the only way.
Of course, and Muslim, when we pray, we don't just go to the ground. We do standing. When we supplicate, for example, for rain, we look up at the sky, right? And in many prayers, we do look up. But the question is, today we don't see any Christian praying with their head to the ground regularly. Do you?
I do every day.
You put your head to the
I
ground?
put my head to the ground.
Nice.
When I usually pray for forgiveness, I just feel that's the best posture.
Excellent.
But I do that, with like I was there. That was actually how I prayed. But
Nice. That's a Muslim way too, right?
yeah,
We pray the same way.
It's
That's
fine.
excellent.
That's my point. Is that
Agreed.
it's just not one way.
Excellent. So, quick question for you, because I see you practicing what I don't see other Christians practicing, and that's impressive. Every man that has something while praying or prophesying disgraces his head, but every woman who has her head uncovered while praying or prophesying disgraces her head, for she is one and the same as if the woman had her head shaved. For if a woman does not cover her head, let her also have her hair cut off. But if she is disgraceful for a woman to have her hair cut off, then her head should be covered. So how come we don't see Christian women covering their head while praying anymore?
Because their hair is their covering.
But how would your hair be shaved if her hair is the covering?
Well, I think what they were talking, at least this is what I've heard.
Sure.
Is that there were prostitutes that shaved their head.
Gotcha.
And they were represented religious, whatever. And he says, look, you don't get identified with shaven head
Gotcha.
to a prostitute. Let your long hair be a covering. If it's not, if you don't
Sure.
have long hair, then cover your head.
But-
Whereas
but-
a man shouldn't cover his head when he
So
prays.
for example, her hair is not long, she should cover her head.
I don't know how long it is. To me, it's
But a quick question, just to understand.
yeah, you've asked me a lot of quick questions.
Uh,
Tell me your name again.
Osman.
Osman.
But I like to
Spell
benefit.
it for me.
UTHMAN.
UTH Osman. UTH.
Your name?
Mike.
Mike. Can you spell it for me?
M-I-K-E.
No, I'm just kidding. I know Mike. All right. But the question is, if her head's not covered, then it should be shaved. But if the hair is the covering, then that doesn't make sense.
If the head's not covered,
Yeah.
it
So
should be shaved.
let's read it again. for every man who has something on his head, not his hair, I'm assuming, praying or prophesizes disgraces his head.
Right.
But every woman whose head's uncovered while praying or prophesizes disgraces her head. For it is the one and the same as if her head were shaved, right? So meaning if your head is uncovered, so this would be a physical covering, not the hair, because then it says that if a woman does not cover her head, then let it be shaved. So if it's about a woman not having hair, then that wouldn't make sense, right?
I think it's saying if it would be a disgrace for you to have your head shaved, then make sure it's covered.
Uncovered is being disgraced, exactly. So the head should be covered with a covering, not the hair, obviously, because that wouldn't make sense. So how come we don't see Christian women covering their hair anymore?
I don't know.
Good question, right? Think about it. Let us know next time.
Okay.
We'll come back. We'll be here every Sunday.
How come I don't see any of your wives here?
We have women's programs. We have brothers that come out. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Do we need to have our wives here?
No, I'm just wondering.
So in Islam, everybody has their own roles in life, right? Like I have little kids, and my wife is better at nurturing and raising them than I am. So when I'm out here doing that, she's doing the religion over there, But we have women's programs where like women's get together and they have their own teachings and learnings, but we don't really mix them with men and women,
We're at home taking care of the kids while they're at the program.
Not doing as good of a job as them either.
Oh no, they do a better job.
I gotta find my wife.